Nice day despite the weather forecast on rain. And my husband's working overtime today. We were supposed to go see about opening a booth at the flea market so I can expand my business out to have like an occasional steady front nearby. And I step outside and because I'm home, I'm going to try to work on something. I know I'm slow, but I'm by myself on that a lot of times. I can show you that we've got the shed that I want torn down and gone. My little brother's pulled a few things out of it. I've been pulling things out of it as time and energy allows. This has got to go. It's dangerous. I don't know what the heck Dad did with that wiring, but that's typical Dad there. That's I keep telling my husband we got to get the wiring back straight, and we're working on it. That clear space you see, you remember in all my other videos I would show this side and you'd see the palmettos, a lot of which were the rare silver saw palmettos. They're cleaning up that property, so the destruction's getting closer and closer to us. There's bits of my dad's fence left. On payday, we're going to begin buying posts and restoring the fence. We may end up having to do a privacy fence in order to protect the preserve. I actually, the guy here, funny little thing about that, he was mowing, and then he stopped, and he come over to my house, told me his phone was dead, and he wanted to borrow a phone. So I loaned him my cell phone so he could make phone calls. And he called the owner of the property, who did not pick up. He called them twice. And because I had told her, I had asked what was going on with the sudden mowing and clearing, because, if it was going up for sale, I hoped that I would have my stuff straight in order to make an offer on the property next door, because this is too small for my needs, and I do mean needs. I think even if we had the place by ourselves, people who want tiny houses are stupid. And well, okay, not stupid. I'll take that back. People who want tiny houses have different needs than me. That's the truth. I mean, when you call somebody stupid for having different needs, that's just not nice, and I retract that. But then I heard him. He went back over after using my phone. And then I heard him on his phone talking. Very suspicious activity. But anyway, so now they're tearing down all the palmettos. I guess the fact that I would like to buy the property inspired the woman to sell the property. I would have preferred to buy it with the nature on it. If I had known they were going to do that, I would have found a way to contact her and asked, hey, can I get your palmettos off the property and move them to the preserve? Because silver, I don't know if people realize, but you go to buy a silver palmetto, they're rare. It's a couple of $100 just for a tiny one. And then there's this thing where people will harvest the palmetto fruit that comes, and it's worth money. And the person that's clearing this property, they're basically destroying not just to preserve, but yeah, I mean, there's a problem with people who they'll trespass in people's yards to steal the fruit and be gone before you know it. I mean, it's a big problem in Florida. I was reading about it when I was trying to figure out where to find more silver leaves, because I've discovered transplanting the babies is really difficult. Nista, my dog has run off. Come here, Nista. This makes me anxious. I worry for the preserve. I need to hurry and get those sheds down and moved so that I can restore the formal registration and get a fence up to protect. Man, go over here. Guess that's what I'll be doing some today again, just working on that shed. Something's got to give financially for this. Something's got to give to be able to get this place fixed. Oh, look at that. It was so pretty. And I don't know if you can see what I see. And I know people think a barren lawn is so nice. It's so neat and trim. But when you follow the sound of the insects and how the sound imprint on the earth is a whisper compared to what it used to be, and how just having some natural stuff on your property that you can sculpt a wild landscape and live with nature is possible. And I learned this concept from Kashmir. Come back here, the plantation, which is an organization near where you have to be within a certain financial bracket to even think about owning there. But they build to live with nature. You can do this. And there's all sorts of know-how websites and forestry programs so you can get seeds and it makes it where your lawn is amazing and yet at the same time less work. And people complain, why are the butterflies, why is this breed of butterfly endangered? Because of this, guys, where you don't even put in an island. Okay, judging by the way that person's walking, maybe it's not next door, but I'm looking next door and it's, I don't know. I don't want to trespass for this, so I could be wrong where it's happening. But anyway, come on, Easter. Go back to the garden. Yeah, it's going to be a busy day today. Clearing out stuff some more. A year has passed since my parents passed. I waited a traditional year, and now it is time to really start working on this place. By the way, that truck right there, that silver one, I've decided I have to sell it. It's considered a classic vehicle, and I can't fix it. I don't even know, so I'm looking for the right owner who will not come to me and tell me some bullshit about how I just want a truck where I can drive the wheels off, or I want this for my nephew, or any number of lies where people knocked on my door, told me trying to get the truck from us for like a couple hundred. I'm not going to try to sell it for like $1 million. You just have to be the right person with the right intentions. I haven't been able to work on the garden. I have gorgeous sunflowers. Apparently while I was at an event, slugs got into my garden and ate all of my tomatoes. Some beautiful eggplants grew. I've already harvested them. They were my first eggplants ever. They were pretty. I've got to get in here and weed around here. I don't know which is more important. I think the shed's more important. There's only so much time. But I got some sunflowers going to get the seeds. I'm really excited by that. At least that has survived. The ascot apparently suffered while I was away, so I have no ascot. I mean, yeah. I was going to leave that right there because those are bushes for butterflies, and then I was just going to trim everywhere else. And I've got my work cut out for me today to try to grab some more of the yard back. And but we put in this post, which is a post from Mom's ramp, because we took the ramp down, her wheelchair ramp. And this is marking the edge of the preserve. And I'm going to angle so that there's another mark. Basically that tree to that tree is what it's going to be. And I would like to find a way to do walkways into the preserve so I can check on it without like trampling everything like you see in a nature area. Yeah, I'm hoping, that will work. I was looking at fireflies because my backyard is up in Illinois is a firefly habitat. Because fireflies are on the close to endangered list. They're also in trouble, and one reason why they're in trouble is because people rake and throw away the leaves, and that's where the firefly larvae live, apparently. And up in Illinois, I would rake and then put the leaves around the trees to protect the roots. So I had grass in areas that, I hadn't sculpted. But, I also had the leaves. And so I have a lot of fireflies in that backyard. And the website I was looking at mentioned that in Florida, you don't see fireflies much. And I'm just like, okay, there used to be a ton down here, a ton. And they're talking about how it's not the natural habitat. I beg to differ. There used to be so many. I'm like, oh my gosh, I used to go out and just sit and watch them. There was that many. Admittedly, I'm close to the border of Georgia, but that's still the same zone. And it's like, is it that this isn't their natural habitat? I have to genuinely ask. Or is it because things have gotten destroyed and the endangered process has gotten to the point where there aren't hardly, if any, left here? They're gone now because of it. So, Dad's banana grove is growing pretty good, where my brother thoughtfully pruned it back for me. I don't know if we'll get bananas because I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe we'll get lucky. But yeah, the garden survived despite the fact that I was gone and not here to prune it, and then I couldn't. Yeah, I gotta get to work, guys. We've gotta clean up a little. This area that I'm keep pointing at, that's actually not planned preserve despite the presence of the palmetto. I am going to, of course, keep the palmetto. I want all of, honest to God, 2 chickens. That's it. My friend has like a lot of chickens. She's cut so many chickens, and I just want 2. Chickens are good for you. Uncle Sam used to go, we keep at least 2 chickens. And, they're apparently good for the yard. I forget how it works now, but they're actually good to have. But I have no desire to have too many chickens. So 2 chickens, maybe 2 ducks, because I like duck eggs, and I like to do art on duck eggs, so I've got reasons. So I'll put something small there that won't the neighbor across the way, now he's got a lot of chickens and goats. And I wonder how he feels. He probably thinks, oh, the cleanup's great. And it's like, no. I warned one of my neighbors when they blacktopped that a lot of things would begin changing. And it may not be tomorrow. It may not be next year. But sooner or later, we're rezoning. And you can't have your livestock. You can't do these things that are self-sufficient. I mean, I'm just waiting on it. And my dad and mom were like the last people standing to keep the place from being paved. They kept saying no, according to Dad. And I mean, yeah, sure, the dirt road is a nuisance, but my lovely mother's sister was telling me, oh, now it's paved, but when somebody speeds, because I was like, yeah, now everybody's going to be speeding and running over everything. And it's like, well, just call the cops will get them. It's like, no, they will not. What is wrong with you? The cops have better things to do than to sit on my road and wait for some jackass that wants to go 40 million miles per hour, which they have been doing up this road. And this is a turn here, so it's an accident waiting to happen now, all because, of things. Put in speed bumps. Yeah, let's just make it worse. How about leave well enough alone? Man, if I were a millionaire, triple millionaire, those properties, I would work very hard to buy them. And the preserve would be extended over a little bit. And yeah, I would clean up. Yeah, I'd put in something nice. Yeah, I'd have a house there. That's, a 2-story house. But I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off because I can't stand here talking. I've got to get to work.